going on, guys? So, just got home from work, and I thought to myself, there's just too much room in the driveway. I got the space right here for another car, and I haven't had the Cobra out in a couple of years. I'm gonna pay insurance on it, so me and Danny are gonna hop in the truck, and we're gonna go see if it starts. Hopefully we'll get it. Obviously, I'll have it if this video continues, otherwise it'll be some other day. Alright, so you guys are probably seeing this in the background a little bit. This is my 66 Cobra kit car. Oh, it is smoking hot in here. Well, the tires have air in them. So, probably dark as hell in here. We'll pop the hood. This thing always, distributor always gets corroded and stuff. This little small block Ford. And I don't think there's any fluids on the ground. So I'll double check, make sure there's water in it, and check the oil and stuff, and then we'll try and back her out and see how she goes. Well, shockingly, this thing always, like I said, corrodes the distributor, so took that apart, cleaned it all up, cranked it over with no ignition, built oil pressure, there's oil in it, checked the brake fluid, had coolant in it, so there's no issues. I did fire it up already, but I'll give you guys the once over. So it is excessively loud and poisonous in here, so I'll pass the camera to Danny. Hopefully the clutch and all that is good. I can't see it being an issue. We got the ramps. Oh, it's loud in here when that thing's banging against the can. All right. Tricky. This thing is gnarly. Forgot how death trappy it is. But it sure is fun. guys. Well, it's actually been a couple days. The day we got home, it was super windy, so I tried doing a little filming, kind of going over the car a little bit in more detail. It was just terrible. Today, I thought we'd go over the car, maybe go for a little drive. Danny wanted to do a little droning, so I thought that'd be perfect on this thing. But she's cloudy, so hopefully we make her through. So I don't remember what I said on this thing already, but so it is obviously 66 Cobra. It is a small block Ford, and it's got T5 trans with a Ford 9-inch. So the trans is the weak part for sure. I've blown second gear out of it a couple times, the synchros and whatnot, but it's a cool hot rod. I love it. I beat the hell out of it. I've had it for probably 5 or 6 years now. I didn't drive it at all last year because I had in my head it couldn't sit outside and stuff like that. It's gonna sit in the rain tonight. I'm over it. I want to drive the thing. So I got this thing out of Ontario. I'm in Manitoba, and shipped it over. Paid, ratchet. I'm ready to go for the plugs. But so the nice thing about this, there's a few things that sold this thing on me. So we have a bunch of rules here in Canada. Shipping kit cars from the States, I think they gotta be, I think it's 25 years old or 15 years old, one or the other. So it's a Canadian car, so that was nice. The other thing this thing had is it had a proper serial number, an AC serial number and chassis number. So the kit this thing came from dealt with AC cars at some point, so it made it really easy to get plates on, because typically here, if you have a kit car and it's not already been insured, you got to go through. If you build it yourself, it's a whole process. It's then titled as a 2020 whatever it may be, and then you're on all sorts of other rules. So there was that. The other thing is I bought it from the guy who built it, and he built it, he was meticulous on it. He put no miles on it. I think there was only 2,000 or 3,000 miles on the whole car. I bought it, he said 2015 or something like that. He built it in from like, I don't know, 99 to like 01, 02 type thing. It took him a long time to build, meticulous about it, and he didn't like it. He didn't, I don't know. He was taller than I was. I'm 6'2". When I got this thing, the windshield was straight up, so I laid it back so it looked cool. And I think he just didn't fit in it. He kind of didn't like it, and that was the end of it. But it came with this binder, so it's like, I don't know, a 2-inch binder. The guy was obsessed with building it, which is the kind of guy you want to buy stuff from. So he wrote down every single thing, every nut and bolt he bought. There's a receipt for all the suspension he bought. I don't even know what all this is. It's been a year since I've gone through it, but every single piece, I know what it is, where it came from, what the part number is, like just everything. He wrote down, like, this is the motor, everything he did to it. So it's a 66 Fairlane 289 with the serial number from it. Like just obsession. Went through the whole deal, had it all rebuilt. So it's got Edelbrock aluminum heads, the whole bottom end's been done, big cam, like, well, you guys heard it run, so you know what it is. Who assembled it, all that sort of stuff, which was fantastic. He then had it, once it was on the road, he had it corner balanced, so this thing is balanced 50-50 left and right, and 49 front, and 51 rear. Like, the guy went over and above. I think I would never have done this. The whole way the car wet with him in it was 2,200 pounds. Like, he figured this thing out. So the kit, like I said, it's a Cobra International kit. So he bought it. This is what it kind of started off as. Like, who does this? This is, you know, in 2000 or whatever it was. Had everything taken out, so you know exactly what it was. This company's now since defunct, unfortunately. It is what it is. This is articles of that car, who did it. You know, every single, how much stuff cost, what he did, pedals, the pedal kit, $860, the labor, all that stuff, the different dollars, and it just goes on and on. I got the original assembly manual, which is pretty slick, and then of course he filled in all the margins as to what he did and how he changed things and where it should go. Like, again, that's what you want to do. What wiring harness is in it? We're halfway through. I mean, so this is what sold me on the car. I paid up for it at the time, what I thought was a lot of money, but I think I did okay on it now. When it was built, if you guys are Cobra guys, I'm not really too sure, but the typical, like the SC kind of Cobras, they have the roll bar, actually a third post goes in the trunk. This one has it going into the passenger, which is like a FIA style. The stripes I put on, so they're crooked and they're plastic dip, so they come off. I think there was a number on the door when I got it, and it has just kind of American racing wheels, not the standard Hildebrand, whatever they are, knockoff style. So it was a little different, and I kind of made it my own a little. Originally I hated the roll bar that went that way because I liked it going through the back because that's where the magazines were. But man, do I use that getting in and out of the car, so she's staying. You know, it's got the little tiny bumpers on it, which I love. It's got the rectangle tail lights that are like the 2 circles, which I also like. You know, there's a bunch of different things. Cobras are all a little different because they were all a little different from new, so every kit just kind of went off a mold of something different. So for instance, on what's the big name there, Factory 5, that's what probably everyone knows. If you look, they have a different rear quarter section. They're more kind of bubbly. They don't have this little flare on it. They're squared off a little bit more even than this at the tailgate or the deck lid and stuff. So I mean, there's all sorts of little things. This thing drives real nice. I had the rear end, the rear suspension all done on it. It's Mustang 2 front suspension, all simple stuff. It's a cool little hot rod. It's dirty. I drove the wheels off. So like I said, I think there was 5,000 miles on it, not even when I got it. And now it's got 17. So that's a fair bit of miles with how many cars I have, and considering it's a straight up roadster. But yeah, so set the tripod. We're gonna change the plugs on this thing, maybe play with it a little bit, make sure it's running happy, get some fuel in it, and then we'll yeah, go get some drive-bys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like Cobra content? Do you not? Should we do more on it, less on it? I'm not too sure. I'm fighting if I should even sell this thing because I don't drive it very much. So I'm looking for comments, questions. Let me know. All right, so under the hood, this thing was way cleaner when I bought it, and then I danned it, I guess. So this guy, like, he had every billet piece, aluminum water pump, aluminum heads, performer RPM intake, all the valve covers, everything was all nice, and I've just driven it, ridden it hard, put away wet, whatever that saying is. So the chassis is 2x4, I believe, steel front to back, and then every other panel is all kind of aluminum and whatnot. Everything seems pretty good. I noticed there's a coolant leak from the water neck. I remember, I think I had that problem years ago, so maybe I'll finally get around that. I should probably clean this all up, polish under here, and go from there. Bare bones car, manual choke, no radio, no power windows, no anything. If it doesn't make it go faster, we don't have it. So I'll swap these plugs out real quick. The old air filter's a little dirty, and yeah, we'll go from there. Take it for a ride. All right, so plugs are in, I'm all done. I think I gotta put a couple of header gaskets on because I think it's clicking and clacking on the one side, but yeah, what are you gonna do? You know, I gotta say, I am a Chevy guy, but this Ford just always starts, like, no matter what. Video, but it's clicking and clacking on that side, so I think it needs a little bit of love. But yeah, it's pretty cherry. So I gotta let the camera charge a little bit, see if Danny wants to get that drone going. Maybe we'll go for a little cruise, go bag on this thing a little bit. Still got old gas and all that in it. Needs a little bit of tune-up work yet, but I want to drive this sucker. Hopefully you guys want to see it.
Look at that teeny tiny dog.
Hopefully the, is that drone waterproof?
No.